I'm live, just so y'all know.
Great.
Yeah, it's nice in here. Hi, what's up, everyone? We're here in the Philadelphia Municipal Services Building. This is Chris with Unicorn Riot. We're just sort of reporting on what's happening here. We got word there might be an event. So we're gonna see if we can get with someone who's gonna tell us what's going on here. 1 second. Thanks for your patience. Sort of reporting breaking news on a short-term basis here.
All of our people around to the front.
Does anyone want to talk on the live stream about what's going on right now?
This is
Hi,
Chris from Unicorn Riot. These two are supposed to be. This is
Okay.
This is Aubrey on the
Cool.
board.
So we're live right now. If any of you are willing to just say what's going on, why people decided to come into the Municipal Services Building today?
Yeah, we're here to demand to speak with Managing Director Brian Abernathy. We have very important message from the community here in Philadelphia for him. We want him to immediately defund the Philadelphia Police Department and put steps in place to continue that defunding and ultimate dismantling of the police department. We want them to stop the criminalization of Black resistance, and we want to make sure that all statues, any sort of signs of state violence are immediately and permanently removed from the city, and that includes the Columbus statue.
Can you talk a little bit about why people are here demanding to speak with Brian Abernathy as opposed to Mayor Kenny? What's up with that?
Well, this is Brian Abernathy's office. We would also like to speak to Mayor Jim Kinney, but this is the most accessible person right now for us. But both of them are accountable to the city of Philadelphians, and we all deserve to see defunding of the police department and direct investments into the communities who have disproportionately been targeted by racist policing practices.
And so Brian Abernathy is, I think he's the managing director, is that right? So that includes overseeing the police,
Yes.
I think? Okay.
Yes. So he is like the person that police commissioner directly reports to, and he is the mayor's right-hand man. He's the person who drafts a budget for the city and has a lot of say in what is actually included in the final budget.
Do y'all have any sense of how long people might be staying here demanding to speak with him, or how do you see things proceeding today?
We'll be here until our demands are met.
Cool, thank you. So this is a banner that just went up here. Some city officials in Philadelphia recently sort of claimed to be defunding the police. To the extent I've been able to look into that, I think that they basically just like moved a bunch of money that's still being used for traffic officers. So a lot of people in the city are saying, no, like you actually need to defund them. They sort of see things recently as being, half measures at best. So people have sort of the main entrances to the elevators to the Municipal Services Building blocked. Sort of the building security is kind of, people were allowed to walk in. Security seems to sort of be assessing the situation.
No justice! No
peace!
Defund the
Police!
No justice!
No peace!
Defund the
Police!
No justice!
No peace!
Defund the
Police!
No justice!
No peace!
Defund the
Police!
No justice!
No peace!
Defund the
Police!
No justice!
No peace!
Defund the
Police!
No justice!
No peace!
Defund We got incoming.
No justice! No peace! Defund the police! 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 What do we want? Justice! When do we want it? Now! What do we want? Justice! When do we want it? Now! We don't get it? Shut it down! We don't get it? Shut it down! We don't get it! Shut it down! We don't get it! Shut it down! What do we want? Justice! When do we want it? Now! What do we want? Justice! When do we want it? Now! We don't get it? Shut it down! We don't get it? Shut it down! We don't get it! Shut it down! We don't get it! Shut it down! No justice! No peace! Defund the police! 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 What do we want? Justice! When do we want it? Now! What do we want? Justice! When do we want it? Now! We don't get it? Shut it down! We don't get it? Shut it down! We don't get it! Shut it down! We don't get it! Shut it down! Defund the PPD! Defund the PPD! Defund the PPD! Defund the PPD! Louder! Defund the PPD! Louder! Defund the PPD! 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 Louder! Defund the PPD! 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 How's everybody feeling? Feeling great? Yes.
Just walk in the sun, hydrate if you haven't.
Yeah. Self-care, community care, run, relax, and upright.
So it looks like some of the first Philadelphia police are arriving on the scene. We saw a white shirt commander, the guy who's got his hand in the door here. So an interesting development is often the police departments, the people are protesting, saying these are the people brutalizing us, people saying this is who you need to stop funding. Those are the same people responding to the demonstrations. So sort of interesting dynamic that's been recurring here.
Don't stop. First step. people who are out of touch, who are disconnected. But the reality is, this is a representation, a voice almost unilaterally backing a single request with a handful of other peripheral but equally important requests. The first and foremost is to defund and divest from the Philadelphia Police Department. Let's go! We want that $120 million out the gate, but that's not where we stop. That is the first and necessary step. But we know that means a long-term divestment strategy from the PPD. Yes? Yes! And a divestment strategy from the PPD means that any individual, including government officials who are interested in moving us away or sidestepping that goal, needs to get out of the way, needs to resign. Who needs to resign? Everybody. Who needs to resign? Everybody. Who needs to resign? Everybody. But before you do resign, Brian Abernathy, here's a very important letter that we need to deliver to you. So you need to get your butt down the elevator, open those doors, and receive it. We are no longer willing to accept your lack of imagination as a strategy against this crisis. We are no longer willing to have the future of our children dictated by your fear or your limitation. We know that the money's here because all of these creatives have done the handiwork of figuring out a new plan for you. That's right. A lot of creative people have been figuring out how to spend that $120 million. So all the dirty work's done. We just need to come down here, accept this letter, and get out of the way so that Philly can do the transformative work of healing itself and protecting Black and brown communities today and every day. We saw a lot of glitter on the way over here while we were walking. That's a perfect job for the PPD. You don't need tear gas and rubber bullets to do that. Brian Abernathy, you can recycle your curriculum vitae. We'll take it off your hands if you're about to resign, and you won't be rehired, you understand? No justice! No peace! No justice! No peace! Defund the police! Defund the police! No justice! No peace! No justice! No peace! Defund the police! Defund the police! No justice! No peace! 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 Defund the police! Last one, no justice! No peace! Defund the police!
So you all know they are preventing our access to the bathroom downstairs. They blocked the bathroom itself. And they're not allowed access to the bathroom inside of a publicly used building.
If you didn't catch that, some of the protesters are saying that the bathrooms in the municipal services building have now been locked, so the public can't access them. That's what we're hearing anyway. So it's like this is a public building, and it's unclear how security for the building or the police are going to react to this sort of protest blockade.
Denying Philadelphian citizens essential services, seems like. We're really into denying essential services. Now, in addition to the abhorrent cuts, which are not only disappointing, they're profoundly insulting. Can't use the bathroom when we're peaceably protesting. I don't know what to say. I mean, let that speak.
Speak on it.
And silence speak volume here in Philadelphia because I know I haven't even received lip service from our city government. Haven't even been dignified with any kind of response. except for a spin story that was issued to the Inquirer and not addressing any of the community members who have been coming to the table with different solutions, with different strategies to support the city from the inside out. So, you know, we know all about silence here in Philadelphia. We can give you the silent treatment too, but we'll hold up a loud banner. Crystal clear. 5 whole ass syllables for you. How do we feel about sing-alongs? Okay. I'm thinking of 2. But could we sing the elevator song? Is there an elevator song? Elevator song? Baker, revolutionary, civil rights activist, freedom activist, prison abolitionist.
That's the song.
No,
We
no.
just say that.
No.
Let's sell her.
Yeah, no. But she said in a coalition that until the killing of black men and black mothers' sons meant as much as killing white men and white mothers' sons, we who believe in freedom cannot rest. And so Dr. Bernice Johnson Reagan, a song catcher, a song talker, and freedom fighter, wrote this song, this melody. We can sing it with each other right now. We can't sing and be afraid at the same time. PPD doesn't know anything about that, but people do. So we'll sing it, and when you feel comfortable, join in. Then we can learn another one. But you learn it the way you learn it, and you teach it to community the way you learn it, and that's how the song stays alive, yes? We who believe in freedom cannot rest until it comes. Yeah, second. We who believe in freedom cannot rest until it comes. Those are the 2 parts, yes. We who believe in freedom cannot rest until it comes. Yeah, second time. We who believe in freedom cannot rest until it comes. Just that hard. We who believe in freedom cannot rest until it comes. Yeah, turn yourself up. We who believe in freedom cannot rest until it comes. We who believe in freedom cannot rest until it comes. Yeah, we can pick it up a little. It's hot out. We who believe in freedom cannot rest until it comes. How's your harmony? Yeah. We who believe in freedom cannot rest until it comes.
So just so the audience can see, these guys are with the Philadelphia Police Audio-Visual Unit. It took them about 20 minutes to get here. So the Philadelphia Police Audio-Visual Unit response time to an unannounced protest seems to be 20 minutes for the City Hall area. Basically every protest in the city, these guys are here taking pictures of people. They have a few other colleagues from the surveillance unit as well. So the police are still taking a somewhat hands-off approach here at the Municipal Services Building.
Let the PPD hold the big sail.
It's on Twitter and YouTube and Facebook, so it's like whichever of those. Yeah.
I'm telling you. The government doesn't provide, but this building does. There we go. I got it back. I'm sitting on the bathroom, y'all. Not ideal. No one's saying it's ideal.
Gotta do what we gotta do.
So I know here, there's an aspiration to enforce silence, and I want to honor that. I'm just a loud person. Yeah.
Are you serious? Yeah, we're here. Yeah. We're funding the police, but we don't have space for music in our schools right now. Funding the police, but we don't have art in our schools right now.
No, art, why?
I'm just joking. We're funding the police, but we have a 70% budget cut to the arts right now. We might as well sing where we can.
What about the asbestos in the schools? What about the asbestos in the schools?
And the lead in the water.
And the lead in the water.
Yeah. Okay, so that's real. Someone else please take the mic. Tell me to shut up anytime. But I'm just thinking, this is so real. $750 million. Yeah. $750 million right now.
Wow.
And some of the money that we're fighting for in this conversation has already been, contracted away to the PPD and all the powers that be that are pressing for the PPD to have those resources. And we know that Corona isn't the only pandemic that is attacking our young people, attacking our elders, and attacking our communities. There were pandemics inside Philadelphia long before Corona was here. There have been public health crises that the city has failed to address long before Corona. Yes? Or rather we should say that the way that the city has tried to address these public health crises has been by increasing funding to the PPD. For what? $750 million when our young people, we still haven't remediated asbestos in the schools that have reported it.
Overtime for cops is asbestos for kids.
Overtime for cops is asbestos for kids. Say that again.
Overtime for cops, asbestos for kids.
Overtime for cops, asbestos for kids. Cops, asbestos for kids.
No, none of that. Like that's why we're here to fight against this. Let's not chance.
Yeah. Right.
Like let's name it, hold that space at this atrocity, but then that's why we fight.
Why do we fight? We still have lead in the water for our young people. Why is that? $750 million to the PPD? That's a health crisis. That's an emergency health crisis. We don't need 40 more new cops. And I know that that's been taken off the table. Somehow this $19 million increase has been taken off the table. But why do we only have one police layoff in the new budget? 450 layoffs citywide, and only one of those comes from the PPD. How? Make it make sense. No. Make it make sense.
Shame.
You cannot make it make sense.
That same part rolling back through. We're gonna need
Come
this
down and accept
space.
our letter, Brian. We're still waiting. Brian, where are you? Brian, where are you? Yeah.
I think we have more viewers now. Would you mind just telling people why we're here and what's going on? Thank you. So why are people here today, for anyone who's just tuning in and catching up?
Yeah, so we're here today to continue with our demands that Mayor Kenny and Managing Director Brian Abernathy commit to defunding the police and actually make that a reality in this current budget that is going to be passed for fiscal year 2021, and subsequently that they need to create a divestment strategy to fully defund and ultimately dismantle the Philadelphia Police Department.
We're going to get real hype. We're going to get hype. Yeah? You know we bring this energy. Let's talk about Sister Asada. How do we feel about Sister Asada? Usually for this chant, we start a little slow and we amplify, but we're going to sustain it for as long as we can. So, we know that if you need to tap out, friends who are chanting, take a break. Another person in this community is going to amplify your voice. That's what community care looks like in a moment of uprising. Woo! chains. It is our duty to fight for our freedom.
It is our duty to win.
It is our duty to win.
We must love each other and support each other.
We must love each other and support each other.
We have nothing to lose but our chains.
We have nothing to lose but our chains.
It is our duty to fight for our freedom.
It is our duty to fight for our freedom.
It is our duty to win.
It is our duty to win.
We must love each other and support each other.
We must love each other and support each other.
Okay, looks like some riot officers have arrived.
We can't take our voices. We can't take the spirit.
All right, there's one arrest happening over here. Two, looks like two arrests. The SWAT counterterrorism unit from the Philadelphia Police is arresting demonstrators here in the Municipal Services building right now.
They think that you couldn't handle it? Why they gotta bring counterterrorism? We just brought a letter. Where's Brian? We just want to speak to Brian.
Sir, am I going to go to jail as a member of the media for reporting here? What? I mean, I need to document what's happening. Am I going to go to jail for reporting?
We're given 3 warnings.
I only heard one warning.
Yes, you will, man.
Can I film you from the other side of this?
Absolutely.
And not go to jail? So if I stand here and film, I won't go to jail. All right.
Get out of the way of the officers. And you'll be
What about right here?
in front of me. No.
Okay.
Stand behind you.
So I can document safely as a member of the media from right there. All right.
Is that why somebody at the law was
That guy just said I'm good to be here. All right. If my movements become a problem, please just let me know. So after I only heard one warning, and then the Philadelphia Police Counterterrorism SWAT unit is pretty aggressively arresting everyone here, it looks like. Some of these officers have Blue Lives Matter masks on. That's been controversial, and other cities have issued them orders not to do that. You can notice that guy has his metal baton out. So these are some municipal service building employees leaving work. This is the first scene during their commute home today, is protesters being mass arrested. So I don't know who they work for, but we're being told that one of the first people arrested is a media reporter. So the Philadelphia police are still arresting journalists, however many days we are into the uprising now. I mean, that's what I believe I heard. We should try to confirm that further. a PIO on scene who can talk about the decisions to arrest everyone that just went down? Or
I mean, it's pretty simple. They're blocking the elevators.
so I heard them say one warning. I didn't hear
They
three.
did 3, and they went over the air for each one. I heard it.
Okay.
3 warnings, and then they were arrested.
Were you the same guy who was in command on that the first weekend at Marconi Plaza?
Marconi?
Yeah.
Or some of the days.
Okay. Yeah. How do you feel about what's been going on there?
No one really likes spending their days and nights out on protests, and we've been doing it every day.
What do you feel like? Some people are saying that the Philadelphia Police Department seems to have a more deferential relationship with the crowd that was coming out to Marconi. How would you respond to that? Saying that they seem to serve them more than they might serve other
Yeah,
populations
there
in the
was
city.
definitely a strategy and a narrative saying that we were doing that, but it was not true. We were staggering our officers, looking both ways, having audio-visual film both sides, but I read the stories about it.
Okay, well, thanks for
That
talking.
isn't what I saw, no problem.
Okay, thanks for talking. I'm gonna head out.
All right, you guys are good.
All right.
The Enquirer reporter going to be taken to the precinct?
No, they're releasing.
Oh, so he's asking them about they arrested a Philadelphia Inquirer reporter. It's not the first reporter Philadelphia police have arrested during recent demonstrations. I'm gonna head out if that's all right with you guys. All right, I appreciate the right to report under my First Amendment rights without being arrested. All right, so you can this is a sense. There was several dozen protesters in there. I watched the police let one woman leave, and then another officer said, "I wouldn't have let her go like that, man." Basically, seemed to be complaining that she wasn't arrested. We watched at least one Philadelphia Inquirer reporter get arrested by the Philadelphia Police Department here just now in the Municipal Services Building. Some other members of the media are inside talking, being like, "Hey, is that Inquirer reporter going to get taken to the precinct or what?" So. That commanding officer, I believe his last name was Wilson, he was kind enough to spare in the municipal service looking force of riot officers from the counterterrorism division of the Philadelphia Police SWAT unit showed up and pretty quickly and forcibly moved to arrest basically everyone inside. I had to identify a commanding officer and be like, "Hey, am I going to get arrested as a journalist?" He said, "Do you want to?" He seemed to think maybe that I wanted that, which is, I don't know why any journalist would want that. Certainly during a pandemic when you can catch the coronavirus in jail. So this has been Chris with Unicorn Riot. You can go back and watch our live stream archives of what just happened. This is, it took about 20 minutes before any numerous amount of officers responded to the scene. So that was sort of a look at their response time during the uprising when there's other planned protests in other parts of the city. I'm just gonna sort of get out of this little cage area here. I'm gonna wrap the situation up for you, then bring the stream down. I'm going to try to see what's going on with all these arrests. Are these people going to be cited and released or taken to the precinct, put into jail, maybe, possibly exposed to the coronavirus in jail for the crime of basically holding up a banner and blocking some turnstiles at the Municipal Services Building, demanding that the city defund the police. They were here demanding to deliver a letter to city, I believe it's managing director. Apologies if I get that exact title wrong, but Brian Abernathy, he works under Philadelphia Mayor Jim Kenney. What many people who seem to know things have told me is that basically Abernathy is kind of running the show a lot of the times, and reports that recent authorization for the police to use tear gas, for instance, that these things are being done often at Abernathy's approval, because he's working with Kenney's blessing and is kind of like anyway, one of the more influential people in Kenney's administration. So this has been Chris Schiano reporting live from Philadelphia for Unicorn Riot. You just saw, I think, it depends on how you define a mass arrest. If a mass arrest could be defined as 30 or more, then we did just watch a mass arrest go down, several dozen at least. And sort of that mass arrest style of SWAT officers moving in certain formations. One person has flex cuffs out, identifying their arrest target. Other officers are sort of flanking them as they grab the arrestee. At least earlier, before I had to move back to try to avoid arrest, you could sort of go back and see that's more of their traditional training of mass arrest style mobile field force tactics. And if you want to learn more about mobile field force tactics used by police, like some of what we've seen going on here today, you can check it out. I'll try to remember to tweet it later, but in late 2016, we obtained a copy of the FEMA manual used to train police departments around the country in these kinds of protest control riot tactics. And so, yesterday we also did another stream from North Philadelphia where some housing advocates in the city announced that for months now, They've been taking direct action, identifying homes, empty, usable homes owned by the Philadelphia Housing Authority that are just sitting there empty. So for months now, people have been identifying these homes, going into them, cleaning them out, and helping previously homeless families move into these homes. So I'm hoping tonight we can get a little video special out for you all. I recently visited one of these homes, spoke with a mother who's living there with her children now, spoke with some of the people involved in opening up some of these properties. So that's something else you can look out for. Unicorn Riot from Philadelphia coming very soon. If you want to see any of our coverage, you can go to unicornriot.ninja is our website. Also on Twitter, we're UR_ninja. It's Unicorn Riot on YouTube, Facebook, unicorn.riot on Instagram. Thanks so much for following. Thanks everyone who supported us, basically letting us have the infrastructure and resources to even be at least halfway ready to meet this historic moment. So we're going to keep doing our best and try to, give people some more transparency soon as to how we're going to be moving forward in this new time. So thanks everyone for watching. The Unicorn Riot studio team, thanks so much. I believe it's been Nico and Dan helping me out. Apologies if I'm messing that up, but yeah, you guys can take the stream down now, please. Thank you so much everyone for watching. This has been Chris reporting for Unicorn Riot live from Philadelphia.